Operating steps allows you to input the operation recipe. Multiple operating steps can be configured to run sequentially during the simulation. We will look into operating steps, explain what inputs are needed, and how to define stop criteria for a step. Click on the Operating Step folder. The Operating Steps folder is where we define how the column will be operated. Multiple operating steps can be defined for one column. Click on Add New to create a new operating step. Name it Boil Down. For now, click on the Boil Down operating step and give it a description. Click to access its configuration. Here, we will have two different tables, an operating changes table at the top and a stop criteria table at the bottom. In the top table, we will specify the parameters that we would like to change as part of this operating step. Here, let us define two changes, the reflux ratio and the operation of the L100 controller. Set the reflux ratio to 2 by manipulating the reflux splitter. Let's put L100 in manual mode. And separately set its output to 0 kilograms per hour. The ramp time, which represents the time over which the variables will reach its specific value, will be left as 0 hours. Remember that the ramp time assumes linear increase or decrease. In the bottom table, we will need to insert a stop criteria for the operating step. There are two different kinds of stop criteria, a duration criteria or a process variable criteria. If we want to specify how long an operating step should run, we should choose the duration criteria. The process variable criteria tracks the value of a variable and will conclude the step when the variable has reached the set value. For this operating step, let us use a process variable for the liquid volume in the pot. Select pot as the location, liquid volume as our process variable, and set it to 200 liters, approaching from above, as the liquid volume will be decreasing during this step. As mentioned before, multiple operating steps can be defined, and it is important that the operating steps are well ordered. The operating steps are processed in sequence until the last active operating step is complete. If not ordered correctly, the outcome of the simulation will be different than the expectation. Let us set another operating step called Hold Lev with the following configurations. Once everything is checked, our simulation is ready to run. Operating steps are the implementation of your recipe. Every operating step needs to define changes to operating variables and a stop criteria. Stop criteria can be defined either based on time or based on a set point for a variable. Operating steps need to be ordered correctly, as they are executed sequentially.